Let me hear you say Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah. Let me hear you say Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah podcast.
Crux proper.
Crux,
yeah.
All right, here we are.
Crux, yeah.
Is that good enough for you? Is that high enough energy?
Yeah.
We got fucking Shiva back.
I'm a little amped.
He tore me down. He started tearing me down the minute I came outside, dude. I come outside to greet these guys that are nice enough to come all the way out to my house, and he just starts tearing down the shirt.
No, you're wearing some comedy club that you barely go to. Like, you're fucking sponsored.
I'm supporting a place that I enjoyed being at.
Yeah.
Like your grandmother
Friday.
comes back from Niagara Falls with a T-shirt. You're like, you fucking hardly ever go there.
No,
What's wrong with
I'd be like, that's such a... souvenirs from places like that are lame as shit. I used to get those as a kid, but...
And this is why, this is the positive energy that brings everybody together. This is why I love having Shiva back on the podcast, man, because he's fucking so positive, and I love it, dude. No, seriously, man, I'm glad to have you back, dude.
Thanks.
You're a great...
I like being on here.
You're a great guy to fucking talk about heroin with, man. It's fucking awesome, dude. Seriously.
I was wondering.
That's our bond. That's the
That was
only
good.
reason he fucking associates with me at all. Otherwise, he'd be like, Jesus Christ, dude, this fucking tall piece of shit.
No, otherwise you would have been like a fucking like Wall Street banker or some shit.
Dude. No, for sure. If I'd
Thank
never
God,
done
heroin
yeah.
ruined
Is that why you got
part
into
of it.
heroin? Because that was your impression
Yes.
is, well, I don't want to do Wall Street.
Yeah.
Really only two paths in this world.
Yes.
These are my only two choices.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking good. Well, hey, man, everybody, thanks for tuning back in for another week of Crux. Yeah. We got a couple returning guests and a new guest. First of all, like we were talking about, we got the ever positive Shiva Ari sitting across from me right here.
Fuck you.
That's right.
Crux.
Then we got another returning guest, the infamous, wonderful Tom Murphy right here. Absolutely. And then we got Andrew Deacon coming in for his first time, man. Thanks for coming and bringing everybody out here, man. Thanks for driving everybody out here.
Yeah.
To the fucking sticks out here, dude.
Where are we?
We're in the middle of nowhere, dude. At an undisclosed location.
Okay.
You got a nice house.
Yeah, huh?
You got a nice house.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You know.
Yeah. You're doing better than
I think the people that live here come
You're
back
in the
a couple
1%
days.
of top comedians. Yeah. When it comes to
Top
finance.
top earning comedians, not by doing
And
comedy.
we got at least like 4 or 5 hours before the people that actually live here show up. So we should have
is this
time to
an
do this
Airbnb?
podcast. Well, dude, that's the funny thing is, dude, talking about Airbnb. So the last one I did with Shiva was in an Airbnb with Eddie in Austin. And I flipped out on a fucking dude. I got pissed at the Airbnb, and I was calling it my house because I was fucking delirious. But it was like 4 in the morning, at least, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sober, and these dudes came over like at 3:30, right, to do coke, right? Yeah, like to do coke. They were already on it, and then they came over to hang out and do more coke. So I'm kind of like, dude, I don't really, I'm not. I'm already trying to go to bed. I'm not on I'm not like on the partier level.
He had literally said, "Thank God nobody came over to do coke." And then an hour later, people came over. Then he's like, "Oh, they're coming over."
And I was like, God fucking damn it, dude.
I don't think I did. Did I do any?
I don't think so.
did any.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
At least that I saw,
Bro, I don't mind.
But anyway, dude, the whole thing was my fault because I was tired. You know what I mean? Like what I should have been doing is I should have just gone to sleep. You know what I mean? But I was like, oh no, I want to hang out. You know what I mean? And
I thought you were just doing my thing, where it's like sometimes I'll just fake madness or whatever, and then we're like, ha ha, and then he's like, no, and we're like, holy shit, or like, okay, man.
Well, that's
The important thing is you still came around to the conclusion of the kind of enabler that you want to have on the road with you. If you were like, it was probably my fault.
it was my fault that everybody was doing 4 drugs at once around me till 5 in the morning.
He apologized, bought us all breakfast the next day.
No, so like this one dude came over and like he just said, like, once I was trying to reiterate that I was tired because it's not like he said something like, hey, fuck you or anything. He didn't do that. But it was just like he jokingly was like, I was like, dude, like, are you guys going to do? And then Shiva kind of was like, he kind of looked at me when they were like, he's like, hey, can I do some coke or whatever? And he was like, hey,
I was looking at you being like, hey, they're doing.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, you were helping me out. You were helping me out. He kind of looked at me and went like, well, are you cool with this? He was trying to be kind of respectful to me, being like sober guy, whatever. And had it been like 10 o'clock at night, I probably reasonably would have been like, you know what? I don't really care, man. Just as long as you're chill, whatever. But it was fucking 4. I was tired and I was kind of already like, I don't know, man. And then the dude just kind of playfully was like, just like turn your head, So then I was like, he was just kind of like fucking around, but I took that like as like I took offense to that.
Yeah.
So now I was like, don't you fucking tell me what to do in my fucking house.
Pretty much had asked to bang his wife.
In the Airbnb. In the Airbnb. So not even my house. And then afterwards they were like, so do you live? The actual fucking dude who's the other dude. What's the guy's name? The little bike shorts guy? The fucking dude, the guy who was there
Do we
before.
need to name names about the
No
cocaine
names.
people?
No, I'm saying don't
Yeah, I
name
know
names.
what you're talking about.
I'm just saying, do you know who I'm talking about? So then he was like, wait, do you live here? And I'm like, no, this is an Airbnb. He's like, oh, this is
I live here tonight.
Yeah, but it's cool, man. Like I was like, hey, man, sorry, I go, whatever. They were honestly, dude, for dudes that have been like twacked out on a bunch of coke, they were actually pretty chill on the scale of like being coked out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So everything's cool. I saw that guy again when I was in Austin like a couple weeks ago, and everything's fine. You know what I mean? But it was kind of funny of me to fucking say, get the fuck, what are you fucking doing in my house? I mean, nobody fucking live there.
Nobody reads the user agreement that closely. This is mine now.
Yeah. But it was your house for the night, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, how does that work with castle law? How in Texas, if somebody like comes into your house, you can kill them.
Oh, like your Airbnb.
Yeah, how does that work with? Or if you're in a hotel, you probably can't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. The stand your ground. Like,
stand your ground law
applied to like a hotel suite as well.
I think it applies to a car too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's all
I think it does.
It applies. Well, stand your ground. Castle's different. That's supposed to be your home.
But I thought stand your ground
If it's in
applied in
your
the home
car,
It does. Stand your ground's
too. What's
anywhere.
the castle?
Castle's like I believe in Texas or in certain places, if they come in your home, you have every right to kill them. So
unless
maybe
you
how's that
invite
different from
them.
maybe car.
If
Stand
someone
your
comes,
ground's like at Walmart, some guy's like coming at you, and it's like, hey, I'm standing my ground.
You know what it's called in Colorado, right? The Make My Day law.
Nice.
Seriously.
Oh yeah, you have a
Seriously.
bit.
Yeah. There's a bit, but that's true. I thought that was interesting that's what it's called.
yeah, it's
Because it's named after a Clint Eastwood movie. No, for sure. They just like that
That's
movie,
dirty.
so that's what they named the law.
that's Dirty Harry, right?
No,
Yeah.
it's no.
There's
You'd think it is because that's like the most famous like go to Clint Eastwood, right? But like it's something else. It's a different movie. I'm gonna look it up. It's a different movie. Real quick, why don't we go? Why don't we go ahead and do promos up top? So we'll do like where you're gonna be and where people can find you. We'll start with you.
doing this podcast.
God fucking.
I need to start doing this podcast when I have shit to do.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to Secret Group with Andrew.
There you go.
this
Yeah, here.
weekend.
Talk about
Yeah.
your shit real quick, Shiva, and I'm gonna look this up.
It's called the Secret Group. It's in Houston, and there you go.
Yeah. We'll be there the 29th and the 30th.
Hell of a fucking
this
promoter,
week.
dude.
Yeah. And then let's see. I'm featuring at Fort Worth in August, and then I'm doing Comedy Arena the next week. And just go on Instagram, Shiva #7 ARY. Shiva.
Bam, dude. Bam. I'm going to throw mine in real quick. So, as always, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Crux Crawford. That's at CRUX Crawford because there's no other name like it. And where am I going to be? This Thursday, I'm going to be at Good Times Daiquiri in Arlington, Texas on Thursday, July 28th. And then Saturday, August 6th, I'm going to be back at MacGyver's in Burleson, Texas. And then, let's see, back in Wichita Falls at the fucking, what's the name of this place, dude?
Bro, I keep
Stone Oven Pizza in Wichita Falls. That's going to be Saturday, August 13th. And then Friday, August 19th, I got two things going on. I'm going to be part of the Classified Comedy Show. That's going to be back. I think that's going to be at TK's Classified Comedy Show. And then also that night, I'm going to be doing the I'm Dead Comedy Show in Dr. Jekyll's in Pantego, Texas. And then what do I got after that? August 26th. You know what? All this stuff is kind of in the air late August into September, so I'm going to keep that at my shows for now. So that's all the places that I'm about to be coming up in the month of August and at the end of this month in July. Either Andrew or Tom, man, where can they find you? Where are you going to be?
Tom, where are you going to be?
I'm on that show with you on Thursday. The Daiquiri. What's the place called?
Good Times Daiquiri, I guess.
Times Daiquiri. Yeah.
I'm going to be on that show too. Tell them that. Fucking.
You hear that?
This is a verbal commitment.
You hear that, motherfuckers?
And then let me see. Saturday, I'm at Reno's in Deep Ellum. And then August 6th, what's the name of this place? It's Four Corners Brewing Company in Dallas.
Dope. I am going to be at Secret Group this weekend, the 29th and the 30th in Houston.
I'm there.
You're there.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing a show at DCC. It's Kate's Playhouse, August 6th at 6 p.m. And then I'm doing Blue Whale Comedy Festival at the end of August.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's awesome that you got in there, dude.
I know.
That's fucking great.
Oh, wait, what was the last one?
Blue Whale Comedy Festival in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, stiff competition, but I made it through.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
I think he's being sarcastic.
I am being.
Okay.
It still looks cool, man.
Yeah,
it looks cool. It's
absolutely.
gonna be fun.
No, it's a ride. It's a ride comedy festival.
Fuck yeah, dude. So that was that Clint Eastwood movie. Like, even though you think Dirty Harry or whatever, I guess it's Sudden Impact.
Sudden Impact.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a movie about an asteroid.
No, that's Deep Impact.
Deep Impact. Okay.
Yeah, that's Deep Impact.
Yeah, it's not
A little
even
bit
like
different
one of his
plot.
big movies.
A little bit different plot.
Okay.
So.
I think it's probably mix it up with because Dirty Harry was do you feel lucky punk? Will do
You know what, dude? I
That'd
wonder
be a better
Yeah, you have to
law.
ask yourself
That'd be a
one
better
question.
law name.
Do I
Yeah.
feel lucky or whatever? Yeah. Or do you feel lucky?
Yeah.
Right? It's like that shit.
It's just upsetting that we have people in government who are literally sitting around having this same conversation of what fucking quote from what Clint Eastwood movie are we going to, there's people debating of whether the, $1 Million Baby or Dirty Harry is the better move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So,
It's kind of his bit.
yeah.
Oh, is that the bit?
Yeah, I have a whole bit.
I haven't seen that bit.
Almost
Okay.
getting
Oh, no, it's fine. It's whatever. I have a whole fucking.
Parallel thinking. I wouldn't steal in your own house like
No, it's okay, dude. It's okay, man. Like,
or in your
fucking-
own Airbnb for that matter.
in my fucking house.
How much did you rent for this place?
So the fuck, how much did you rent? And you're sober and you're drinking fucking sparkling water.
Now this is
Glad
Crux.
you're here, man. I'm glad you're here.
yeah.
Glad you're here.
Crux calling down to room service at the La Quinta at 4 a.m. in my own home. I have to wait for food in my own home. This is
Sir, there's no room service here. Oh, dude. Yeah, man. So anyway, that's where we're all gonna be. And yeah, man, it was really fun last Friday being at Rose City Comedy. I really like that room. If you ever,
Do they have any like merchandise, like shirts or anything?
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later. Yeah, man, like I wanted to support. It's a fucking good room. They're really excited about it. They got a nice little stage set up. It's like totally DIY, but it's cool, man. They're excited and they're running it. The people are paying audience and fucking they pack about 50, 60 people in there and they're all excited and they're there
What's
to
the
see some
audience
comedy.
like? Old conservatives?
Super, yeah, not to say old, but like just kind of like middle conservative, I'd say, right? Like,
Moderate, yeah.
It's not like super uptight old conservative, but it's just
I'm
like
fine with that.
there were some
They
young
got a
people there too, honestly, man. Like
They've
there
got a
was
sense of humor about themselves. I mean, they're conservative,
Yeah.
but they,
Yeah.
I mean, they'll.
they're there to laugh, dude.
Yeah, they'll
Pretty
fuck
much.
they'll fuck with anything as long as you're.
But I'll tell you, it was funny. So I bought a shirt to support, which fucking Shiva, once again, immediately I come outside. This dude has a bullet hole in the center of his fucking shirt and his shoes aren't even tied. And
sure
he's
it's
fucking
just-
making fun of me
sure it's just a
for wearing a
moth.
fucking brand new shirt and being a supportive guy. Anyway,
See, that's why I bought this shirt, because I support Texas. That's
Yeah.
did it come with the bullet hole? Is that how they sell them?
no, I think it's just a moth.
And Tom's
Yeah,
wearing
it's
a
nothing-
Land
nothing
O'Lakes
cool.
shirt
Right in the center.
because he supports margarine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's just, I come from butter money.
Big butter.
You know the Indian lady they took off the package?
Yeah.
That was my grandmother.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
That's
I'm sure the family took a big hit when margarine was invented, and
yeah.
just you
That's
can ride.
Does
the
it
wave
Land O'Lakes
down.
makes margarine too? Doesn't it?
Well, that whole thing was a crock. So-
Ah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Well-
dude.
Crock, yeah.
Yeah.
You get enthusiastic for that, Shiva?
No,
That's
no.
fucking great, dude. That's fucking great. My goal is to make
I've heard
fucking.
people say Crux, a few times where I'm like, oh my god, dude.
What do you mean?
Like it's
How-
actually
Dumb it.
working.
What, out in the wait, out in the who? What do you mean? Like in line at the grocery store? Like who are you talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's spreading like wallfire.
I heard
The
it
pawn
at,
shop.
I heard it at Walgreens the other day.
And he's like this fucking piece of
Yeah.
shit. Dude, that was fucking great. Our goal is to just try to make Shiva cringe so hard that he turns inward on himself. dude.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for years, dude.
Doesn't take much.
I've been self-sabotaging for a long
All
time.
I got to do is say something nice to him.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
That will do it.
Yeah, dude.
All right, buddy.
Yeah. You'll be like, dude, what's your problem, bro? What are you doing? What's your angle?
Yeah. Get mad like you get mad at cocaine and Airbnb, dude.
In my fucking
like, what'd you say?
Yeah, so like the rest of the weekend, anything would happen, I'd just be like, in my fucking house.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, wait, would you, that time in the car where you called your dad in front of me?
Yeah, what about it?
Do you want to, I feel like it connects. I don't know. It's a funny story.
Oh, no, because he's not saying maybe that's the only compliment I want from
well, no,
my dad.
It explains everything you just explained about yourself.
Yeah, you go for it. You say it.
You say it, bro.
So we were I don't remember where I was driving you, but Shiva was riding with me, and then I don't know, we were talking about our parents, and like and he's saying how his dad doesn't say I love you.
Yeah.
And all, like he's never said it. Is that right?
Man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm sure he's kind of like pittered it out once. He's like, love, yeah, kind of deal. Where it's like under breath or something. But yeah, no.
Not even like a childhood memory? Not like on like a holiday or anything?
No, I don't think so, no. Said he's proud of me before, which that took fucking like 30 years to do.
I feel like I'm proud of you and I love you.
No, my dad does love me.
Yeah. He just doesn't emote
He has
it.
no idea. He doesn't know what that is. Yeah.
It's a
So
generational thing, I think.
Oh, definitely. Immigrant thing too and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So no, now I fuck with him now on it because like after 30, I started being like, I'm going to like, I do care. Like I actually thought this the other day. I do kind of love my parents, but I don't think I like my dad. My mom, sometimes I don't like her.
Well, I feel like there's love and like is like a different thing on different levels. Like you can love somebody, but you don't have to fucking like them.
That's like the mantra of my family is just because I have to love you doesn't mean I have to like you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's lots of my family where it's like, I have love for you, but you repulse me.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
And
like,
that's the thing that's hanging over the fireplace, I think.
Right. Yeah. It's our crest. Our family
crest. I don't like you, but I love you, bro.
Oh, you repulse me.
You know what's hanging over Shiva's family's fireplace? Shiva a year from now.
Yeah. Oh, so anyway, so I would say like I love you to my dad, and he doesn't know how to say it back. So then I was telling Tom that, and I was like, you don't fucking believe me. My dad called, and I put on speakerphone. I said, "Hey, Dad." Oh, when we were ending, I was like, "I love you," and he was like, "He's like," and then he said, "You're a really fun guy." And then fucking,
He's like, haha, you're a fun guy. It's about the hardest I've ever seen you kill with any audience.
I know.
Just telling your father you love him.
Same thing he says to somebody at a Bennigan's, you know. You're a fun guy.
You're a fun guy.
Oh shit, dude. That's fucking funny, dude. Yeah, so on the note of like love you and getting weird reactions off it, like the other night, so like whenever we put like our 2-year-old to bed, like we always say like, good night, buddy, love you, but then we close the door. And that's like a habit, right? So like the other night, like it was like hours before he was supposed to go to bed. And I was just like sitting with him on the couch, watching like one of his little shows, on Netflix Kids. And I was just like, hey man, love you, And then he fucking looks at me like, because he thinks it's like time to go to bed, so he like freaks out and runs away. So it was like good. Like if you were taping that, you'd be like, oh yeah, this is a dysfunctional family. Love you.
Yeah. He could become a comic now. Also maybe think about never saying I love you to him.
Yeah.
So either go both routes.
I think I should definitely start now. Like start not saying it.
Yeah.
I would recommend it because I feel like my mom and dad said it too much to me as a child.
Oh, interesting. We got the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Like helicopter style or what?
No, I mean, they weren't like helicopter parents, but I talk about it. Like, I feel like I grew up in too supportive of a household. Like, my family just like loved that I took an interest in anything. And occasionally I would have liked for my parents to say, really? Like the bagpipes? You want to play the bag?
Okay.
Like
literally do that?
I wanted to play the bagpipes, and my parents were like, well, cool, let's like figure out a way to make that happen. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to.
So if you were born today, you definitely would have been transgender. Is what you're saying.
Probably.
Like you would have had like some weird whim or something.
Yeah, I feel.
So when you're watching like a Scottish parade, you're just like, these guys, they were born now.
Yeah.
Like, that's the sign.
Yeah.
No, just because it's such an awkward thing for him to pick, or it's just like any
Braveheart, they'd all be trans now. That's for sure.
Yeah, like I remember,
And I'm not trying to be like trans, like that's just a whim, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there was like a time where friends of mine in high school where we were like getting into like video production and like shooting like skits and stuff. And I came home and my mom's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to take this mattress over to my friend Avery's house because we're going to like shoot the scene where I like jump off his balcony, onto this mattress for like a shot." And my mom goes, "I like where your head is at, but don't jump off of anything and don't ruin your mattress to do." Like, she was like, maybe like jump into a pool or something. And I was like, cool. You're like way too supportive of this idea,
Dude, that's funny. Like, yeah, no matter what you could do, like you start testing the limits and you find out there's absolutely no limit. Like you burn your whole fucking house down.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Okay, look, I like what you did with your intention to try to warm the place up, but I think you went a little too far."
Yeah. But use the fireplace next time. Yeah.
As the house is burning to the ground.
But yeah, start weaning them off. I love you here and there.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's got to
that's the
stop.
point.
It's got to stop. It's a problem.
You can start
It is.
beating him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. 100%.
It's weird you saying that and like they're like, right.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
funny.
they were crying when I came in. They need a beating right now, to be honest.
Yeah, dude. No, this is coming. This is fucking. That's like the.
I'll say Crux, yeah, while you start beating him. I will do that. You're like, Crux, yeah.
And it's going there.
Every time he hears that, he like freaks out. It's like, I love you, fucks with him, and Crux, yeah.
Daddy's podcast is a trigger for a couple reasons.
That's fucking funny, dude. That's what I love about Shiva, dude, is he'll say things that are just like so like violent or out there casually. Like I was thinking to myself today, like maybe you're so polite about things, but so upfront at the same time that maybe if you were a burglar, you'd come up to someone's house and go like, "Hey, I'd like to break in, but you're home, so maybe let me know when you're not here."
Yeah,
so
maybe
I can,
go get an Airbnb.
I'm a little too honest. Yeah, I'm a little too honest sometimes.
Yeah, I like it though.
Yeah, I think people do.
Like when you told people, "I will step on your neck to get ahead," you know?
Did I do that to you?
You did.
I
No,
thought
you
was
told JP.
Yeah.
You were telling me how you told him.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I wasn't even. I'm saying that's just the general vibe in general. There is a bit of camaraderie, but like, I mean, I love the community and stand up, but it's like because we're all going first. It's just like I liked the drug community for a while until drugs became kind of spare, and then everybody turned on each other.
Yeah, usually when the drug addicts run out of drugs, things get fucked.
Yeah. But in general, like the community was nice and stuff, and I like the stand-up community, but there's still always that, one rich guy comes in trying to produce shows or something, everybody fucking hates each other and what's not and pulls out all the...
Well, it's like I feel like a lot of people like talk about, oh, like there's no reason to be competitive, but yeah, you do have to be competitive.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're not gonna move. Like nobody else is gonna be your advocate.
Sure.
So you have to like fight for your chances.
Even like a commune is competitive, but just with nature, right? Like you're competing.
Right.
Like it's not like you could just all live together harmoniously forever.
Life is competition and like incarnate, right?
How about this though? How about this? I think like, yes, there's a competitive nature, but what do you guys think about the idea where it's like, at the same time, just if you're focusing, because it's just like in a sales environment, like if you've ever had a sales job, the best way to go about it and the best attitude to have, usually the people that are most successful and do the best, they're competitive in the sense that they're involved, right? And they care about like where their place is, but they're mainly worried. They're not really trying to tear other people down necessarily. They're mainly focused on what they got to do.
Right.
And they're focused on trying to better themselves and put themselves in a better position, but not necessarily to the detriment of others. Kind of like we were talking about outside before we started the podcast. It's more about like, hey man, I'm going to be super tenacious and worry about what I have to do and try to make the best opportunities for myself. But at the same time, I'll try to include my friends in it if I can, and also try to help others along the way. And I feel like that, and I'm a big believer in like you put good energy out there and it'll come back around to you. Feel free to disagree. I personally, my life experience has taught me that helps. You know what I mean? So that's how I try to be.
I do that. I do put out.
I don't feel like it's competitive to me. Comedy. Maybe we're just using the word differently, but I don't know. Because I feel like it's mostly, I don't know, you want to always be no, this is all incoherent.
Yeah, well,
God, I'm loving it, dude.
I try to think of it as
Crock, yeah.
Crux, yeah. Anytime we lose the whole of this.
That's what I do. That's what I do. Every time the conversation bombs and there's dead air, I just edit in a Crux, yeah, real quick, dude.
No, the next time I can't
swipe.
Yeah,
too.
star wipe.
Yeah.
Next time I can't get hard with the ladies. Crux, yeah.
Yeah. That's fucking great, dude. I actually had to do my first actual legitimate Crux edit because somebody on the podcast a couple episodes ago had something that they wanted edited. So that's the first time I had to like seriously cut something out.
What was it?
Because somebody
I never said.
Tell us.
I
Tell
never
us.
said on this one.
Yeah, let's
dude,
air
yeah.
it right now.
Let's fucking play it, folks. We'll be right back.
What was the topic? Like, was it just personal stuff or like?
It was AA related shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it wasn't necessarily about what we were talking about. It wasn't like the AA stuff. That didn't matter. It was that he named somebody that like he didn't like or whatever.
Which is-
That he said somebody that said something he didn't like, which I get it. So I edited it out.
Yeah. I've always thought about that, just going to anonymous meetings, learning everybody's name, and then just sharing that with everybody.
Yeah.
It's just on the internet.
Turning it into like a podcast that they don't know about.
Just secretly stream live from
Be this,
TikTok.
yeah, be the
I wonder if
snitch of
anybody.
AA.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody goes live with their AA.
I want AA to start using yonder bags like at comedy clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Vulcan.
Yeah.
Hey, did you remember what you were talking about, Tom? You're saying it's not competitive, but
I
you
just
feel
say,
like it's...
well, like to me, I think it's
not
us too
it
with
is a
comedy.
group thing. Like I get what you're saying.
Well,
like,
it's just I don't feel like it's. But with comedy, I think it's a mistake. Like it's like if you see that somebody that you know got something or either some gig or some whatever. I don't think it's like I think sometimes people look at it as like that they're competing with that and like that somehow that took something away from them or that.
Yeah.
And I think that's just wrong. It's
So
like
this- you're talking about
other
making-
people's success is not because
Your
it's just
fa-
your
not
failure.
your failure.
I agree
Yeah.
with that.
right.
I
And
agree with that.
like if you see other people.
But seeing
like
them
it-
get that gig, I'm like, oh, dude, I should be also able to get that gig. I need to try harder to get that gig.
Right, and I think that's
Right.
where like
I don't
the
think of that as
competitive-
competing though,
Yeah.
because to me it's like you're not trying to.
But okay, so I agree with you. But then after 50, 60 people have that same idea and you're all trying to get that same gig, it does turn a little bit. I don't think it's supposed to be as cutthroat as it used to be, but there's still going to be a little cutthroatness in this industry.
but-
Especially once you start going higher up on the things. At the open mic scenes, yeah, it's just like, dude, do whatever.
Yeah.
But you hear, but you're right. Like, as
Go
you,
to Rose City, support
Yeah.
so buy a shirt there. You
Yeah.
know, like do whatever the
Buy
hell you
local.
want to do. Yeah. Nothing you do matters. You know, that's all I'm saying.
oh my
saying.
God, dude, it's so good. I love
No,
it.
I mean, I feel like
I'm gonna come next time with a
competition-
Rose City shirt.
yeah, yours is gonna have a fucking hole in it though.
yeah.
yeah, brand new with a hole in it. No, I think like competition is like a good thing, and to your point, like somebody else's success is not your failure. But at the same time, it's like I feel like having some level of competitiveness allows you to get better and take things a little bit more seriously compared to like some people who are just hanging out doing it, which is fine too.
Yeah,
like
that is fine.
But like I think that like a person's ability to be ambitious and industrious in it allows you to advance more.
Yeah.
You know,
When I see
feel
some
like-
of these top comics, I'll watch their set sometimes. And I'll be like, fuck, that was really good. I'm like, I gotta change my shit up.
Right, right.
Like,
That's
yeah.
cool.
that is competitiveness, right? That's
I
not
don't
like,
see. I don't think of that as competitive. To me, that's more being inspired. If anything, it's like you're like
Sometimes
look at
it
it,
is.
look at the amazing stuff that this other person's doing.
I think it's the right attitude to have for
it's
sure.
a mix. But some of it's like the competitiveness is what
I might be
fuels
putting
me.
things into the word competitive that maybe aren't there. I don't know. I think of competitive as being like
Stab you in the back.
not even that,
Okay.
but that like in its best version, I think of competitive as being like you are trying to reach a goal, but there are other people who stand in the way of that, and then they're trying to reach that you're both kind of in opposition to each other, both going for either
I
the
don't
same
think it's
thing. I think of
opposition.
competitive as like where like sports or something.
It would be like
I don't even think competitive's
it'd be-
bad. I
no,
just don't think of
get
comedy.
I think there's a
It'd
good
be
kind
like-
of competitive and a bad kind of competitive. There's good energy and bad energy because like what you're talking about is I think where you want your energy to be channeled. Like your end result is like, man, that guy's so fucking good. I got to write. I got to think
Yeah.
about stuff. I got to
Yeah.
work on my set.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of going like, well, fuck, man. Like, what the fuck? Like
No.
you saying that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, where I'm like
Hating.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're just picking these people or whatever.
Because you hear pros like comedians that are fucking making a very nice living doing stand-up comedy, and that's the only thing they do. They tell you, like on podcasts, they always talk about like, dude, the shit never goes away. Like that little initial knee-jerk reaction that you see when you see someone on social media or see what someone got like with a show or a special or whatever, it never goes away. It doesn't matter how big you are. That whole, whether you're an open micer or whether you're a headliner, you go fucking, God, why can't I fucking be at XYZ level?
Right.
Like that fucking guy got there. Why can't I? They're like, that never goes away. It just, you need to deal with it positively and learn how to like channel it right.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there's been several times that I've seen friends get stuff and I have my private moment of, oh, why not me? But then, I have that moment and then I'm like congratulating them or going out and watching them or whatever. Like it's because, you can't get better by insulating yourself from everybody. I feel like steel sharpens steel,
Yeah. That's why this community is also so good, because it's like, we have some really good comics where it's like,
you get to watch a lot of really good people, and it's not just like, it's people in your community, but like having been in like a smaller comedy community, there wasn't nearly as many like people where it was like, I want to sit around and watch everybody. There are like several mics here in Dallas where I'm like, I want to sit and watch everybody perform, where it was like in Tulsa or whatever, you would be like, okay, there's like the 3 or 5 or 6 like really good people, and then you're like, okay, it's like just others that are here occupying space.
And a lot of those people get lazy because they're at the top.
Right.
But it's like, all right.
It plateaus.
Stay stagnant.
Because they're not challenged by
There's nothing to challenge
other
them.
people.
Nothing to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, yeah, man, I think it's good to have like the positive energy, and that's why I do that's why I love like making friends and surrounding myself with people like you, like the 3 of you guys, dude. Like you guys are more experienced and better than me. I like to surround myself with people like that because I feel like that's how you, like everybody says, like surround yourself with people that like will challenge you or like that you want to try to like get on the same level as, you know what I mean, in a positive way.
So why am I hanging out with you guys? You guys
dragging me, bro. You're maxed out. You're lazy, bro.
Because he agreed to say that. I heard the phone call. Yeah. It's the only reason we were here is like,
okay,
like,
only if
Crux,
you acknowledge that I am better.
Yeah.
You need to tell Shiva he's a fun guy when he leaves too.
Yeah, that fuels me. I'm like, I just need that love, dude. I just need to get that word out.
It actually is. If that's like the love that you seek, is just people telling you you're a fun guy. Comedy isn't the worst thing to go into, because I feel like that is something that gets thrown around at the end of a comedy system. Like, hey, you're a fun guy.
Yeah. We just need to get a soundboard of Shiva's dad saying "I love you." Just
that'll sabotage me.
I love you. I love you. Yeah.
Maybe one of those where you could tell that it was chopped up from like multiple clips where it'd be like, I love you.
Yeah. Instead of having like an opening song when you go up during a stand-up set, we'll just play an audio clip of your dad.
That'd be kind of
just
fun.
play that. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. On the other note of the Rose City comedy, you're asking like, how is the audience and stuff? So it's obviously it's Tyler, Texas. So it's like the fucking 2 hour in between Shreveport and fucking Dallas or whatever, right? So I love the place, but it's super conservative. Obviously, it's kind of like a little bit out there.
Kids, they had 20-year-olds there. That's
there were some of them at the show.
Yeah.
There were some of the show, and then some of the kids.
I think all of them.
But check this
out.
out.
Show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah.
All 4.
All 4.
Yeah. But that was what was funny about it, dude. Is that like the trip for me is that the comedy, like the material of some of the comics, like I was listening to a couple sets before me, I was getting all my shit ready, and the guy that was on before me was like, yeah, people who wear masks, I like to call them fucking pussies. Like, and it was like, damn, dude, like that's crazy. Like, if you did that at DCC, people would be like, fuck this, like that's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Alex Stein show. We were on that.
Was that the opposite side of the aisle? Was that?
Well, there was a part. I even told that to DC. There was a part where I forgot who said it, but it's like,
oh wait, when I talked about the being vaccinated, is that what you're saying? And then they booed.
Yeah. And I was like, it's like I don't want that either.
Playful. It was that was a pretty good crowd. They were playing.
Yeah, they were a good crowd.
So they tolerated it.
They were a good crowd.
It's more like a wrestling crowd where they're booing you, but
don't
not.
think so.
Yeah, it's almost part of the fun of it. It's or it's kind of, or like VFW crowds are kind of like that sometimes. I had one time there was a VFW crowd that I just started talking about how amazing and beautiful Jane Fonda is, and like how great she looks for her age. And I don't know if you guys know how much Vietnam vets hate.
Yeah,
Jane
they
Fonda.
hate her. Yeah.
Like they literally had in the urinal at the VFW hall, they had a photograph of Jane Fonda.
Why do they hate Jane Fonda?
For you to piss on, because during the Vietnam War, she didn't just protest the war. She actually like went and hung out with the Viet Cong and was like taking pictures with them.
Got it. So she hung out with the enemy.
Yeah, so they view it as, it'd be like if a movie star nowadays, I guess, was hanging out with ISIS or something. Like they view it as like, okay, you're literally, this is the people who killed my friends. And
Right.
So they're a little sour about it, but
a little sour. Yeah, it's like 40 years later.
Yeah, I mean, they're still pissing on a picture of her because they have that same thing at a VFW that we used to do shows at in Tulsa, like that same like sticker. And
every now and then there's a sticker I've seen before too that I don't even know what this is referring to, but it just says Nixon was right. Don't know about what.
Just in general, he was fucking right, bro.
Yeah.
About what? About the war? About politics?
You know when Nixon went, I was right on the money.
Yeah, he was just fucking right. So that was interesting because it was like, dude, it was like, holy shit. Like, I don't care. I think it's great for all spectrums of comedy, but I was just thinking to myself, like, you know what I'm saying? If he did that in certain rooms here, people would be boo, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the one thing I did like about like, talk about like having a sense of humor with stuff. The people there, like, you can always tell you're in a more conservative place, like for certain like subjects that it can be sensitive or whatever. Like if people are listening, they'll think it's funny, but if you're in conservative areas, like I have this thing about firefighters not being vaccinated and like how that's kind of an interesting profession to do that too, but I do it just like playfully. Like I don't fucking like say like
it was points.
Yeah, I'm not making points, but because of that audience, they chose to take it a certain way. So when I was like, that's crazy that you would do that to firefighters, people were like, that's exactly, like that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, people are,
well, it's just like doing race material sometimes with certain crowds, where it's like, oh, you guys get playing around, and then certain crowds just like, fucking Indian people.
Yeah, sometimes you're getting,
and you're like, at least I'm killing it.
Sometimes you're getting a reaction that you did not expect.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
or that you don't want, where it's, I think we've talked about this, if like, if it's like an all-white audience, I pretty much never do any kind of racial, just because even if
white
you get
people
a
are the
good
most
reaction,
uptight.
it feels weird.
Yeah.
So you're not clear on what.
I feel like you're getting propped up on their shoulders a little bit.
Right.
Like, this is
and also,
like, I'm not clear on why they're laughing. It's just like,
I also feel like the people that like the people that consider themselves to be more ironically enough, right? The people that consider themselves to be more educated or woke or whatever, I feel like they're way more prone to be dumb as opposed to like the people that might be labeled as like more conservative or red or whatever. I feel like they like buy into the humor of things easier. You know what I mean?
I feel like conservatives are a better audience than
I think that's kind of a unanimous thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, the thing you avoid is God. Right.
I mean, I feel like
you can do that playfully.
I feel like you can go there. I think that just conservatives have this isn't like peer reviewed or anything, but I've always found that like conservatives, if you can find a way to endear yourselves to them that doesn't involve religion or politics or anything like that, they have more of a sense of humor about themselves than I think far progressive people do.
But I think that's also because they're on the bottom end now. Because when they were at the top end,
tables
that's what I was about to say. I think it's
always there.
I think if you went back to the 90s, I think conservative
the tables were turned.
Audiences
and liberals
would have
had a great sense of
it's
humor.
just who has control of the culture, I think, is what basically determines, like, the more power a group has over the culture, the more, I think, precious they get about, like, hey, don't attack
100%. 100%. Because, like, just like a lot of people talk about, like Bill Maher, all these people, they're talking about, like, traditionally, like, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s, like, liberals, quote unquote, you know, were more about, like, freedom of speech and, you know, like, counter culture and, like, you know, going against, like, you know, like the man and like the institutions and like religion, questioning things and speaking out for yourself and having these original ideas. And conservatives traditionally were like, no, like there's God and, you know, marriage and it's only between men and women. You can only do this and that. And we're very stern and very, you know, firm about stuff and we don't have a sense of humor. But now it's switched, right? Like conservatives are like, you know, we have a sense of humor. We're the blue collar people. We're like reasonable. And then like, you know, the liberals or, you know, like the blue side of the aisle is like the kind of elite and like super hoity toity. And we don't talk about this. We don't say this. We don't say that. So yeah, the tables really have turned. And for that reason, I think like those audience members, they're not even really hearing like the content of what you're saying or listening for the funny. They're just, are you saying a word that's setting me off? Right. And you say a word that sets you off. It doesn't even matter if it was good or not. They just don't like the words. So they tune out.
Which conservatives did that with 7 Dirty Words, right? That was their triggers.
Yes.
And
Lenny Bruce
and now it's switched.
now,
I think it's even maybe to an extent like the same demographic group, but it's just shifted what the politics of that group are. That like more college educated people with money historically, I think, tended to be more Republican, more conservative because, you know, you got money, you want to protect it.
Yeah.
But then nowadays it's like I don't know, if you're in like Uptown or someplace, like the really rich areas, it's like it feels more liberal. You feel like that, and where I feel like it's like rich people with a lot of education have always been uptight about things.
It's because it's right next.
And always been like, well, I know better than you do, and you shouldn't be talking about that. And that now they happen to have liberal politics, and so
Yeah, it's probably
It's
more
going to
about
flip back around. It's just constantly everyone in power ends up overdoing it, and then they have to lay off the marginalized power, and then because you kind of have to snuff out the other thing, because if you just encourage them to do it, they end up passing you by. Like, and if conservatives had done that, like, been cooler back in the 90s, this would have happened sooner. And then it's just like, you know, you got to put I think in that position, because I've never been in that position, but I think in that position, you always have to put your thumb over the next person. I think that's just part of human nature.
Put your thumb over the next person. What are you talking about?
Whatever, your boot on their neck kind of shit. I think you just have to do that if you have power. I don't know if that's something you can, like, transcend or something.
No.
I mean,
Hopefully I never have power.
Well,
Like,
true.
yeah, I
mean,
I don't want it.
my mom, I remember like my mom and my dad, they were like super like hippie, you know, free love culture. And they had a lot of friends that were like, you know, Million Man March and did all this like very progressive stuff back in the day. And then they grew up, they became rich, and now they're like super conservative people because, to your point, like they became the people in power, like they have the buying power, and I feel like that's just like the culture shift.
And physically conservative sometimes isn't always
not all the time.
Well, I think that's kind of what's happening.
But it bleeds into. I feel like it bleeds into everything. It's like once you kind of go towards a certain level, like that other stuff kind of leaches in a little bit. I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, you're hanging out with rich people,
right?
And they tend to be. So someone's gonna.
Yeah, not to turn this into like fucking Communist Manifesto or whatever, but
Crux, yeah,
Crux, Marx, yeah,
sponsored by
Carl, yeah.
I'm just imagining you in like that Soviet style of painting, just like with like your hand on your chest, like looking up to the wheat being threshed by the workers.
Yeah, well, I do look Russian and pale as fuck,
Yeah,
so that
true.
makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
that
is like that's a great example.
Just one of those fucking.
Oh shit! Yeah, he does have.
That's
one.
like that's
I have a fucking narcissist fucking color palette. So before you guys fucking shit on that, listen,
I'm not. I like it.
I'm about to.
Yeah, I'm mainly looking in this direction. It's the elephant in the room right here. No, this is actually my sister is an amazing artist, and she actually did that of me. It was her idea.
That's very good.
Dude, and that was years ago, bro. She's gotten even better. She does. She like displays her stuff in like features in museums.
Was it her idea?
She features in museums. It's not headlining.
Your office desk, looking over you.
And I got just so for everybody listening at home, I got the picture hanging up, and then I got two fucking well-trained dogs sitting to the right and left of it, just perfectly sitting there.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not nailed in or anything. He literally carries it around the house. He must always have his own face in his line of vision.
Yeah.
Let me go. Do you guys need some drinks or something real quick? And I take it off if I can take it with me.
2:00 in the morning, you wake up to take a leak. You're still carrying it around and just going like, "Look at that fucker! Look at that! God broke the mold with this one."
Oh yeah, dude. Anyway,
Is that while you were strung out?
No, that's way after, dude. That's way after. That's a candid picture of me eating a chip and being on my phone at a Mexican restaurant.
I was trying to realize, is it like a cheese puff or like
it's a chip, and she took a dumb candid picture of me when she was sitting in the booth across from me on her phone. She likes to do that.
Well, that's like an artist thing, right? They don't want like a
annoying.
Yeah, they don't respect boundaries.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Fucking annoying. No boundaries.
Shout out to artists.
Yeah, fuck artists. Anyway, what were you saying? Your manifesto over there?
This is with the liberal conservative stuff, and with that I feel like over the last, I don't know, maybe it's been going on longer, but over the last like 20 years or so, like the wealthier people have been floating more towards the left. And I feel like you could see that because
of tech.
Like what's focused on with the left of that.
Because of tech.
That's where I think a lot of the woke stuff comes from, is that same as conservative rich people, liberal rich people.
Now they have the money. So
right, but they don't want to work against their own interests.
Right.
And so it's like, that's where like you had people trying to say that Bernie Sanders was possibly a Nazi. It's like, potentially the first
that's crazy, right?
Jewish. Well, is it with the Bernie bro? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. They were insinuating that like Bernie supporters were like CNN ran some things on it. And it was like,
and of course, because they're afraid that he's going to get too much support.
Or sexist, or because I think a lot of the woke stuff to me is kind of a smokescreen for people want to protect their wealth,
Yeah,
but they
no,
still
for
want to
sure.
feel like good people.
Oh yeah, because CNN represents
That's like, let's
the
not talk about
mainstream
class.
Democrats.
Let's not talk about giving people health care or whatever. It's
Yeah.
I'm sorry, none of this is funny. I'm
No, it's
being
cool, dude. No,
obnoxious
it's no problem,
jackass.
man. It's no problem, dude. It's fucking
that.
good.
Chuck your beer.
It's fucking
Chug
good,
it?
dude.
Yeah, that usually gets you funny.
I can fix this, guys.
Yeah.
Hold on. Crux, yeah. Let me fix this real quick. So, no, but yeah, no, it's fucking, it's good. You know what we're going to go ahead and do at this point in the podcast? Let's go ahead and do things that pissed me off.
Things that pissed me
Keep it going, huh?
Start with Tom.
That's cool. What was that sound? What are you doing? What is that? That was cool. It was like,
I think that was the back of this chair.
was that? No, it was something he was doing. Were you shaking your leg or something? Yes, that was it. You were doing it too. No, it sounds, it's from here, bro.
Thank
it's an acoustic
fucking
thing.
God we addressed that.
This is now the Prairie Home
fuck
Companion part.
So important. And Shiva was
Turn into
lightly
ASMR
shaking
real
his
quick.
leg
It's
back
like-
and forth.
Play that
Shiva's
on.
And here we are at the
Foley
Diaries of Lake Wobegon as Shiva shakes his foot back and forth
Put it on the mic.
on Saturdays at
wanna
the
hear it?
laundromat. So
I feel like my voice might be the Narcan of ASMR. That's what takes you out of the bliss.
That'll bring you right out. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's going on?
like if you need is it ASMR to go to sleep and you have that on for 8 hours and then you need to wake up at 6 a.m. You just have Tom Murphy going there all of a sudden.
Hey,
So it's time to wake up there.
You need to get up. You got stuff to do today.
You want me to click my fingernails together too? They're loud fingernails.
You should make that video, bro. Tom tries to do ASMR.
Yeah, that's not
That's
bad.
actually
That would be funny.
Yeah,
I would
that's
laugh
not
at
a bad
that.
idea.
You should make it.
I'm gonna record an audio clip of him and then make it into like my morning like alarm. That'll because I have to set like 7 alarms, but if I have one Tom alarm, that's all.
That'll
I need.
perk
Tell
you
you
right
the
up.
Tom alarm has never been reliable for Tom.
That is true.
But yeah, the thing that fucking pissed me off this week, dude, it was just like a little traffic thing. So I go to an intersection. It's like a 4-way stop. I have the right of way, and the guy that doesn't have the right of way pulls up around the same time as me, and he fucking sticks his hand out the window, and he's like, "Come on." Like he motions for me to go. And it's like, dude, it's my fucking turn. Like I'm the one who has the right of way, and you're telling me to go. Yeah, that's it.
I had that happen
Fucking
where
bombed.
I didn't have the right of way. I was waiting to make a left turn, and then the other guy was just trying to go straight across the street, and so like he would have had the right. It was on a green where you yield the green, you know. And yeah, but then he just waited there. But it was like a young kid where it almost seemed like it was out of respect. That like oh, this is an adult man. I need to.
When was this?
Might be in my head. I don't know.
Wasn't
it
your
was like a
last
month
one
ago.
also traffic too?
No, my last
See,
the
I'm
one
trying to think-
the
I'm
one
trying
that
to
I
think
did
of a
with
new
you is the one that
mine's
I've made
traffic
fun.
related to.
The one I've done with you is the one I made fun of myself for recently, where like I thought it was going to be really good, but it boiled down to a guy wasn't listening to me.
Okay, yeah.
That was not that great. So yeah, no, I've had a couple, dude. I've had like there was a guy who sent me this fucking there was a guy a couple weeks ago. The thing that pissed me off was there's a guy who sent me and asked me a question, and it was a guy that I wasn't really like I'm not really trying to answer him super. I don't really like the guy that much anyway. So he like I was busy doing stuff, and he texted me, hey, question, and then I went on with my day. 2 hours later, he sent a fucking emoji like pointing up, like hey, answer me. Hey, I just fucking
That
asked
is a
you a
very
question.
aggressive move. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
So that was one. But yeah, no, this one's like, dude, I have the right of way, and you're fucking, waving me on, And actually, no, there was a traffic one that I had like, I think it was last week. Someone was like, I was driving down the freeway and someone was just straight up throwing multiple pieces of fucking trash out their window as they were driving down the freeway, like a fucking Red Bull can and a plastic fucking thing, Shiva told me he's sorry about that since.
Yeah, I have 2 littering tickets.
You seem like you would have more.
Well, it was for drugs, and I was trying to get rid of them when the cops were coming.
yeah.
They really tack that on too. That's how much they got.
No. It was both alcohol, or one was a cigarette, so drugs, quote unquote. But yeah, so one was like a DWI that the driver was getting, and then someone told me to put out or flick out my cigarette. Is how I remembered it. So because there wasn't an ashtray there, so I flicked it out. Other cop gave me a littering ticket.
You know,
Another one was beer that I was outside and I was trying to get
when
rid
I
of.
was in college, I went to California and I was hanging out on the beach, and I did not know that I could not drink on the beach, but police came
I thought
by
it's just
and
glass. I thought you could drink on the beach, but it's
no.
okay.
And police came up in those like 4-wheelers that you saw in Baywatch, you know, I'm like, hey, you can't drink in public. We're going to give you a ticket for that. And so they were writing me a ticket, and they're like, I was starting to pour out the beer, and then they said, no, you should drink that because
That's
it would be
hilarious.
like littering. And I'm like, so you're going to force me to drink the thing that, like, because I thought it was like going to be entrapment, right? Like,
Sure.
it was going to become like a public intox thing or whatever. And I
Yeah.
was like, no, I'm going to pour it out. And they're like, well, we're going to give you a ticket for littering if you pour it out on the beach.
You know, there's a lot of Irish cops. It actually makes sense.
I was gonna say Tom loves.
You're gonna commit blasphemy on this beach as well, you fucking.
You're gonna fucking
Yeah.
you can't pour that out. But yeah, dude. So that was my thing. And like, you know, just it's like, dude, when I throw things away, I throw it in the passenger seat well, you know, with the footwell of the passenger side, and I throw the stuff out later. She was looking at me the whole time like I fucking just throw shit out of my car.
No, I
nonstop.
don't. No.
Well, you were giving me a look like that's what you do.
No, I mean I've definitely littered.
No, I mean, he does
I'm
that.
not being.
He
But
does
I'm not
that.
like hawking shit. I'm polite about it. I'm like put
Yeah.
it on the side of the car and then throw it
Politely
underneath.
do it. And it's whatever. I'm not like
He's the 007 of littering.
arrogant.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
that's
an
so
arrogant
you drive.
one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not driving 70 miles an hour in the
No,
center
hawking
lane of the
shit out?
freeway.
No.
That's what this person
Cigarette
was doing.
butts?
It's like,
That
dude,
kinda
the
counts.
reason why that pissed me off was, like I said last time, was a couple things. It's not because like I'm trying to be like a super ultra environmentalist or whatever. It's just because
Yeah,
it's
you
like
don't give a shit about it.
yeah, I don't give a fuck about that, bro. Fucking climate change. It's obviously a hoax. Anyway, so no, but it was stupid. Like just two things. It's a safety thing. If you throw a can out the window, if that goes the wrong way with the wind and it goes on someone's windshield, that could freak someone out and cause an accident, or fucking, you know, if it's the right object, it could chip somebody's windshield if it's heavy enough. And then also, it just looks shitty, man. You're contributing to like the side of the road looking like shit. You see some stretches of freeway and there's just trash on the side. It looks shitty, dude.
Yeah, it's
like
disgusting.
you can control that.
I have a
Like, why do you want to contribute to that?
I don't know.
I have
You
a
can
friend who's
control yourself. but
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah, but there's
I
usually
think-
one asshole that fucking.
I think it is defensible when it's booze, just because of the laws.
For sure.
That
Interesting, yeah.
I have a friend who's
anything illegal, bodies.
Hypothetically,
Where am I going to put it? Yeah. Well, these shallow grave laws are ridiculous. Fucking-
He just sounded like serial killer Seinfeld. What am I going to put this body?
where am I going to put these bodies?
But that I have a friend whose dad he likes to drink, and he'll just like if you're like walking with him like in the neighborhood, like he'll just the minute he finishes the beer, he'll just throw it down wherever he is. And if anyone ever gives him shit about it, he'll always say the same thing. He goes, "They drew the law in the sand, not me.
That's fine.
They started the war. All right, I'd be happy to take this to a trash can, but if you're going to make me a breaker of the law, if you're going to make me a pariah."
Yeah.
So long as I'm holding this empty container, which I think is a fair
But
point.
he's walking,
It's
though,
like-
right? He's
Sometimes you
standing.
gotta
also
outrage
breaking. He's breaking the law.
Yeah.
To
You should
break
be
the
allowed
law.
because it's just bad law. It's a stupid law. You
think
should be
you
allowed to drink beer in the street. Like,
Well, yeah, but hold on. He's standing though, right? He's not driving a car.
No.
That's what I'm saying. He's like when you're driving 70 plus miles an hour down the freeway and you're just throwing shit at you. It's like, bro, you have a car. You can wait and throw the shit.
even
away
then,
later.
now that's a less defensible crime to be breaking. But it's still understandable from the rationale of the person
get an open
doing the thing
container.
they shouldn't be.
So wait,
Look, if you got shit you need to get rid of because you don't want to get arrested or whatever the
Right.
fuck, or you're trying to escape, elude some, I get that. But this was like snacks. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
was snack food. This was not fucking.
Maybe he was
tossing a bit of honey.
He was. He could have been.
Maybe he's on a diet and he's hiding it from his
Yeah.
wife before
He's
he
on
came
Weight
home.
Watchers.
He's like, fuck, I
He's
gotta get rid of these
like, yeah,
cupcakes.
So wait,
No, he had counterfeit Nature Valley bars.
so wait, what you're positing is that it's okay to litter if you're not in a moving vehicle?
Look, I'm saying that's a separate argument. I'm saying it's a separate argument. I have no opinion on that. I am litter while I'm standing litter neutral. Okay, like I'm not supporting it, but hey, I'm not going to go against the guy that has the argument about you made me the criminal. Anyway, look, man.
Cigarettes too, I would defend to the hilt of that. That's really the only
I've
littering
flicked,
I
bro.
do.
I've smoked for years. I'll tell you, I've flicked millions of cigarettes on the ground.
Well, that
so
is
I'm
largely-
guilty of that for sure. You know what I
It's
mean?
not the law, but it's that people have decided as a culture that cigarette smells and cigarette butts and all that is disgusting, and so it's like I'd be
Yeah.
happy to just collect them in my car.
Yeah.
But then anyone who gets into my car is going to be upset that I've got cigarette butts all over the place.
Yeah,
And
it's just going to be a sea of filters.
right. So just
Look,
it
it's
just
something.
makes you
My
start,
point with
you
the
know,
driving
throw
thing
them out
is you're in a position where it's something you could avoid. You don't have to do that in that moment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you got a can in your hand and like there's no way that you have anywhere to dispose of it and you have to like, or you're fucked up and you just drop it. Dude, when I was getting fucked up, I dropped a million things in the middle of the woods or fucking wherever. And then cigarette butts, dude, I flicked so many. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, dude, just blatantly throwing large pieces of trash out the window while you're driving like fast down the freeway. I was just kind of like, that's fucking stupid.
No,
bro.
it's obnoxious.
You know what I mean? That's fucking
Yeah, that guy
stupid.
doesn't give a fuck.
Anyway, do you have a thing that pissed you off?
No, I still haven't thought about it.
That's
Go to
fine. Tom, what do you got?
I was already kind of ranting earlier, I feel like.
That's fine. If you guys don't have anything, it's cool.
All right, well, you just go with open container laws since we were talking about it.
In general.
It's, I just, there's things like that where it's like, I feel like America, like, if there's any point to what the fuck this place is supposed to be, it's like we're supposed to be the crazy freedom place where it's just like you can do anything and you can't walk around with a beer can.
Yeah, the open
Like that's just a
container.
wild, like, I don't know, things
Well,
like that are just overrated. Where it's,
In Louisiana, they don't have that, right? You can just
that's
walk.
open
I
container.
think
Yeah.
it's still on the books.
What
in
about
most
New
of the
Orleans? Can you
states.
walk around?
Missouri, you can drive around with an open container.
There's places in Missouri that'll still sell to you if you're 18 because they changed the law because the feds like pulled funding or whatever
For highways.
to make them
Yeah.
raise it to 21.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's really funny is you guys know CJ, obviously, right? CJ Landry. Like,
Yeah.
He's from Louisiana, and he was telling me how the daiquiri stores do it is you can get a drive-through daiquiri, drive-through and get a daiquiri because of the fucking straw.
Yeah.
They leave the paper on
They
top
do
of the
that
straw,
on-
so therefore it's a closed
Oh, yeah,
container.
they do that here
in
too.
Texas. Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah,
do that
there's
here
places
too?
in Texas,
yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, which is cool. Fuck it, it's fine. I mean, I just think it's funny that that's like the little technicality. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Well,
California, there would be no way.
Even
Can't do that.
drinking and driving, like if you're below the limit and if you happen to have one, it's like it might be legal for you to drink 2 beers at a bar and then get into your car and drive. But if you were to only drink 1 beer while you're driving the car, that's illegal.
Right.
That seems stupid to
But
me.
I don't know
Right.
if you get
Like-
a DWI, that could just be open container.
Yeah, but that's still dumb. It shouldn't
Yeah,
even be a
yeah,
law.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like which
He was saying that if it's sealed, you can't even have it in reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't.
What?
You
No,
can't.
but it's sealed.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If you have it you're not supposed to have it in your car. If you have it in the trunk secured away from you and you
Okay.
get pulled over, then that's fine, obviously, right? As long as you're of age. But if you have shit, even if you have cans of beer floating around on the floor of your car that are closed that you're not drinking, that's still not okay.
Yeah,
All right.
because I got a
There's
ticket
strict
for
as
it because
That's
I
crazy.
had
Yeah.
a case of beer in the front seat of my car, and I got pulled over, and they wrote me a ticket for I forget what they wrote me a ticket for, but it was like a $200 ticket because I had beer within arm's reach of me being the person.
Which I thought that was for like a flask or something that you can reopen, close
no,
or something.
It's for anything. It's ridiculous, bro. You're born with a $200 ticket in California. I'm still paying off the fucking birth $200 ticket that I got.
Wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. And CHP, California Highway Patrol, they're so
Wait,
money.
is that true? Did it like escalate where?
What,
that was a joke? That
Yeah,
you're
my
still
birth
paying off the
my
200?
birth ticket. I sold it well. That's fucking good. I fucking
birth
played that
ticket.
off,
Oh,
dude.
Oh, you were saying it was a ticket you got for your birth?
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying I was joking.
Oh, were you
that-
born in California?
I was joking that there's a ticket. You get a $200 ticket when you're born.
Okay.
But
Such a good joke.
Yeah,
No,
such
didn't hear the
it
birth
was such
part. I thought
obviously
you were just
fucking
saying it
great.
was
I love this segment of explaining jokes to Tom.
No, or how about you tell things that are so horrible that you actually sell them to the point where people think it's
Yeah.
reality? Like it wasn't funny, but hey, you played it off. well.
yeah.
But no, man. They take like CHP, California Highway Patrol. Jesus fucking Christ, California Highway Patrol. They're so money hungry, dude. They'll get you like 10 miles over the speed. That's crazy. Here, Texas is crazy how much you can just drive fucking fast everywhere.
I was
It's fucking-
going.
I love it. It's great.
I was going 30 miles over the speed limit the other day, and right next to a cop, and they didn't even bat an eye. It's the Wild West here when it comes to that.
I love it.
A little oversell there, but yeah.
I mean, kind of like it's like just that doesn't like the last time I went to visit in Oklahoma, I was driving like Texans do, and I got pulled over. Like it's 5 minutes over the border.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you're not in Texas anymore.
Yeah, when I was driving through Oklahoma last week, I noticed like a drastic difference when I went over the border.
Yeah.
Like people slowed way the fuck down.
Yeah,
And I saw so
yeah.
many more cops on the side of the highway with guns. You know what I mean? With radar guns.
Yeah.
You know?
Or even just Dallas city proper versus the suburbs.
Oh, yeah.
Like I go 5 over if I'm in Dallas, but if I'm in the suburbs, I tend to go the speed limit.
And if you're on those 2-lane country roads, you can go, dude, I go fucking 85 miles an hour and people are passing me, like looking at me like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what
I
I mean?
don't know. Boss Hogg could be in some bushes somewhere. I don't feel like I don't know how to spot country cops. I don't.
Yeah,
I get paranoid when I'm driving in the country. I don't know. It's,
Oh, yeah.
My car's kind of fucked up too. So it's like, I don't know. You feel like you got a bit of a target on you.
Yeah.
Like
bit of a
I
target.
know, my bumper's taped on. So it's just an advertisement to any cop who sees your car going by of like, that guy doesn't have his life together. Isn't that guy? It's like there's literally tape holding it together. So it's like,
Tom's like, yeah, meanwhile, anyway, I was throwing a bunch of Red Bull cans and a bunch of chip bags out the window.
Yeah.
No, Andrew, you got anything that pissed you off?
Yeah. Somebody recently sent me a message on Facebook that I haven't spoke to like in 3 or 4 years, asking for $300. And I respectfully said no. And then they started sending me requests for the $300 like nonstop.
Did that work?
No, it did not. But I felt like I was like being doxxed by a person. Like they kept like all day, they just kept sending it. And then they went, well, how about like $100? And I was like, how about
they're just bartering with nothing on the table.
it got down to like, how about like $3? And they were like sending requests for like $3 or $3. And finally I just blocked them. But
Shiva's like, you had to bring this on the podcast, asshole. I was just trying to politely ask for money.
he knows I don't have any money.
Could they have been hacked?
I thought that, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that they're
a comic too. Probably
yeah,
mentally
they are
ill.
a comic.
Yeah,
they are a comic. I won't say who it is, but they are a comic. Yeah, not a good comic, but a comic.
Yeah.
that checks out. That checks out.
That's fucking, I love how they tried to fucking like subclose you too. Okay, well, how about 100? You know,
Yeah, well,
this'll work.
Well, and I think that if they would have, if they would have said, well, if anything would help, I would have been like, yeah, I mean, I can send a couple bucks or whatever. Please don't send me messages to send you a couple bucks. I can't afford it. But like the fact that they just like, I hate the message, like the payment request thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, because it just opens the door for anybody to like, I've had people before just go, hey, send me money for this. And I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, a couple times, depending on the friend. I'll sometimes do it, but yeah.
Yeah, but like somebody I talk to or somebody I have a relationship with. Like there's a difference between somebody that you are like connected to through social media and
Actually, I had a friend that this girl needed like $25 or whatever, and I guess he was just like fine, gave it to her, and then he just flooded him with nudes after that.
I mean, that would be. I mean, lead with that.
I know, that's
You
the
know
weird
what I
part.
mean?
Yeah. He actually had to tell her to stop sending her nudes because he was
Okay.
sending so many.
I like.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
What if the goal the whole time was to get $3 out of you? It's like, okay, I'm gonna hit them super high.
Right.
300.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
I'm bringing
that's
down
that. I think
100.
That is
that
the
was
trick.
the trick. Yeah. But like they just negated that by like, I mean, I was like at work, like trying to do stuff, and I would get like message or like payment request, and then they would cancel it, and then payment request, and then cancel it. And
To be honest, that's like an analogy for how some comics try to get booked on to shows. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
Or it's just like at a certain point, you're like, dude, you're like harassing me.
yeah,
At
I mean,
this
it
point.
was harassment,
Yeah.
and I mean, I think that like if they would have gone any lower than $3, I probably would have had a meltdown. Like if they would have like sent me a request for like 1 cent, I think that would have like undone me.
What's your social media?
I'm
it out
gonna,
there.
you God, Can we just Crux out that whole
Dude, on the note of that shit, yeah, man, we're like getting over time here, but I want to thank you guys for coming out. This is fucking the podcast officially. Actually, technically, it's a little bit more than that, but not by much. It's still we're in the same month. Podcast is a year old now, man. You know, this is gonna be fucking. This is gonna be 50. 50. You guys are number 50.
Nice.
So,
Can I come back at episode 69?
69, bro. And then can I come back at 420, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I'm a numerologist. I like numbers.
Really?
Mainly 69 and 420.
Okay. That's it. At least it's not 88.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
At least he didn't look in my direction.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny that the most skinhead looking guy was like, what are you talking about?
At least it wasn't like 88.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do have a shirt that says I'm not a racist.
Yeah, dude. Well, fuck yeah, man. Thanks for coming by, guys. And thanks, everybody, for listening to another episode. We'll be back at you next week.
I didn't even say what pissed me off.
You fucking said, I don't have anything. Go to every. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
No,
then.
I don't have anything.
Oh, my fucking God. Can I get $3?
I'm going to send him a request right now.
Yeah, my life's actually going okay. Yeah, I don't have anything pissed off right now.
Nothing? Not at all?
Women a little bit. Always women a little bit. Yeah, just a little. Just a little.
Could you say that a little bit louder?
Always women, gritting his teeth and shit. Women a little bit. You can say it. We don't want to leave you out.
I just don't get them. Yeah. That's it. I keep sometimes.
Yeah.
I somehow get laid a couple times. And I'm like, I don't know how I did that. And then, yeah, it's just the same shit over and over again. So.
Yeah, that's interesting, dude. All right.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, let's end on a high note.
Well, yeah, fucking women are dumb, I guess, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're going to get canceled, dude.
You need a Crux, yeah.
Once again, that was Shiva Ari. That's ARY who said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, anyway, yeah. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. These guys will be back again, I'm sure. Andrew, come back anytime. All of you guys are always welcome. You guys are great guests. But yeah, man. Tune in next week, guys. Crux, yeah, motherfuckers.
Crux, yeah. Crux,
yeah. Crux, yeah.
Let me hear you say Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah.